Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal, and in this video it is the Sorceress and it's the Project Diablo 2 Season 6 beta service. Second video of the day, and we are gonna test 3 builds as usual, and don't forget to check out the description underneath. It will have all the shortcuts with timestamps for what you need to see in this video. Also, there are links to the early game video and all the other beta testing videos. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe, and also leave your comment down below where you tell me how you feel about this project that we are doing. Until the next time, take care, and I will see you soon. So here we are, guys. Sorceress, second last character we're going to test, and we're going to start out with the Chain Lightning build, recommended from multiple people in the chat. We're just going to go with a super generic build. We just have Infinity with Vamp Gaze, Levy, Laying of Hands, String, and Gore is pretty much what we always run on the Act 2 Mercenary in this test video. Character is using a CTA Lidless. We have Griffin, Ashuda, Ormus, Mara, Waterwalks, Wisp, SOJ, Trangloves, and Arachnid's Mesh. We're running Life and Mana Small Charms, and we're running Skillers, Torch Annie, and Geeds. Absolutely not optimized. Of course, we don't have Corruption, so we have running a couple of Tier runes in here, and we're running a Cham rune, and we have a Sur rune in here for life per kill. So yeah, not optimized, but just to illustrate how this build works. Also, we are doing the Skillers. It might be better to do large charms with light damage, but we will get into that towards the end of this test. But for now, we're just gonna jump into this Ancestral Trial, and the build we are running is 1 point in Shiver Armor, 1 point in Warmth. We have 1 point in Teleport, 1 point in Energy Shield, 1 point in Static. Max all the damage spells in the middle here, and then we dump all the other points in Telekinesis for extra absorb. Let's see how this goes. So as you can see, the mana per kill thing is a little bit of an issue when you don't have corruptions. We're just gonna have to work around that for the testing purposes of this this video. Oh, the mercenary got slapped. Oh, we actually have souls on this map. I didn't realize that we had souls here. That's a little extra scary. Probably don't want to do souls maps. But the damage here is really, really good. This is a 200 something density Ancestral Trial. As long as you can get enough life per kill and mana per kill on this character to be, or on this build I mean, to be sustained, you're gonna be doing great. Lightning immune, we're gonna wait for the mercenary to slap that thing. The mana burn units here are a little bit annoying though. I'm not gonna lie. So if you do play this Lightning Sorceress, maybe Ancestral isn't the area that you should go. Maybe you should try to go somewhere where they don't have mana burn units. And definitely don't go to a map where they have souls. That was just a little brain fart on my part, but we're still getting through it. They do kind of burn your mana really fast if they hit you though. So they're kind of annoying. Don't do maps with souls, guys. It's not worth it. Another... oh, that's a physical and lightning. But the DPS output is really, really good. So let me just teleport through this map. Okay, we are at the boss. So we're gonna test the boss damage of this lightning build here. Oh, it's a little bit too far away. There we go. Can I move? That would be nice. Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay, so we were a little bit confused here. Let me show you a think I might be sitting in the way. Let me slide to the side here. If you look at the tooltip of Chain Lightning, it says, yeah, there next to my head, damage 7 to 22. And then regular Lightning says 7 to 17. What I didn't realize is that they're actually on 2 different FCR breakpoints. So Chain Lightning will be on 117, but Lightning is on 105. So Lightning shoots a lot faster. So you definitely should use the Lightning spell for single target. It is more efficient because you shoot so much faster than you do with Chain Lightning. So even though Chain Lightning presents itself with higher spreadsheet damage here, Lightning shoots much faster and is definitely to be preferred for single target. But that was the Lightning Sorceress. Pretty good. Tip from me: don't do maps with souls. That can that can screw you over really fast. But we had to go with what we have. So we're going to be back with a Hydra Sorceress in a couple of minutes. Time for the second Sorceress build, guys. We are testing Hydra. It has gotten some buffs in this season, and we are testing it right now. Same mercenary as the Lightning, just Infinity with some survivability gear. It's better for the testing purposes. Gear is pretty much the same as well. Call to Arm and Lidless. But we have a Shaco, Q Hagen, Ashuda, 210 Amulet, Arachnids, SOJ Wisp, Mage Fist, Waterwalks, and Gurkies. We are running max block on this build as well. Because we are running Energy Shield, we have 1 point in Energy Shield, and we dump the remaining skill points we have in Telk with 1 teleport, 1 static. Cold is just 1 Shiver Armor, and Fire is max Hydra, Fire Mastery, Lesser Hydra, and Firebolt. So you're gonna have to find the balance between vitality and energy where you want it to be. I haven't really bothered too much about it. I like to have around 1200 health. It can be all up to you. You have to put those points in the way that you that will fit your play style. Since Elemental Pierce was removed from Hydra, it doesn't work for Hydras anymore. You technically want +1 corruptions on all items that can have +1. And I think sockets for this build is very low impact because you can't go facets, and our resistances are great just with the shield. So I am actually gonna go without anything in these sockets just because it doesn't really change very much. You can't benefit from mana per kill, life per kill very much. I mean, we are going to spam a little bit of Firebolt in between the Hydras, but it won't really make much of a difference. So without min-maxing, I think I'm just going to get into this. So we have life and mana here, Torch, Annie, and Geeds, and then we have 9 skillers. We just opened the River of Blood, 264% density. And we're gonna see how we perform in this map right here. As far as I understand it, Freitons, that is correct. Although, remember that we are spamming Firebolt. So even if negative res is bad for the Hydra because it doesn't apply, we are still spamming Firebolt, and we are doing damage with Firebolt. And, you know, it does help. I don't really know if there is a better option than Ashuda. There might be, but for the time being, we just go with it. And we will see what we can do here. So, what the first and strangest thing for me, you see, this build works pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. This works pretty well. The one thing that was most difficult for me to get used to was the fact that Hydra actually despawns pretty quickly. It doesn't have a very long lasting duration. for that, it's just to find the rotation between Firebolt or Fireball, depending on what you want to do. I assume that there was no point using Fireball because you don't have synergies for Fireball, or Firebolt, I mean. We were using Firebolt because we don't have any synergies for Fireball. We have a little bit too much fire immunes here, and that guy got clapped. Let me get the mercenary and we're gonna go back. Alright, we are back, and we had to resurrect the mercenary. It's not the best iteration of this map. You know, you can see that there are quite a few fire immunes here. It does happen. I just want to show you the potential clear speed that you can get with this character. Trying to teleport is a little crazy with the density that we have here. But here we go. Created ourselves a little pocket of space. So if you can find a map that has very low amount of fire immunes, this is actually a pretty reasonable build. It just gets held back a bit in this map right here because of the mass fire immunities. Do I think Hydra is a good starter for this season? No. I think Hydra is a terrible starter build. But as suggested from the chat here, since we are not in a map that is particularly good for the Hydra Sorceress, I'm gonna do a short showcase from another map as well. Just so you guys can see what it looks like when we are not facing fire immunes. Even if there is fire immunes here, this is still going pretty well. But okay, let's jump over to another map. Okay, we're back with a little segment here from another map. It's a Torjon jungle with +1 area level, so it actually is in fact like a tier 3 map. It will be area level, what would it be? 89? Yeah, should be area level 89. So we'll show you guys how that looks now. Just a little short segment here. Just to show that you do have options on this build. So the fact that you have no immunities and you're just basically a wave of fireballs moving forward, the clear speed is actually pretty decent. It absolutely is not the fastest build you have seen in your life, but it's pretty good. And if you have been wanting to play Hydra for a long time, you have a good chance right now. The mana cost is oof. It's not as oof as you might think. It's because I have dumped all my points in vitality. I haven't put anything extra in energy, and on purpose. So you guys, whoever tries this build, and you kind of like balance out your stat points between vitality and energy to make sure that you have a very efficient energy shield, then you will have a much higher mana pool that I have now, and then warmth will also be more efficient. Also a tip from the chat here while I was playing, even if you don't have synergies on Fireball, so let me show you real quick. So So you have maxed Firebolt and you have only 1 point in Fireball. Fireball still does more damage. So even if you're playing Hydra with 1 point in Fireball, you should still use Fireball as your filler, not the Firebolt. Hydra damage is about 10k, and this is level 46, so 45 plus battle orders. So we just move, stick and move, just move. Yep, if you don't want to play Energy Shield, you can dump more points in Fireball and its synergies, no problems. I just like playing Energy Shield on hardcore on Sorceress, particularly when you're playing Gurkis. You could even skip, like if you don't want to go Energy Shield, and you just completely rely on avoiding damage, you could even go lidless here and have more plus skills. But this build is actually pretty cool. I do recommend you guys to check out this build if you are interested in playing a Hydra Sorceress. It is actually quite strong. So yeah, that's that. Check out the Hydra Sorceress if you want to play Hydra. It's pretty good right now. We're going to check out the last build right now. So it's time. Last Sorceress build, and we're going to do Ice Barrage. I think Ice Barrage is the strongest cold build at the moment. Nova is good as well, a little bit more risky, like Frost Nova, but I personally prefer the Ice Barrage build. So we're gonna jump in and take a look at that. It's the same build as we have had on the other 3 Sorceresses, just with the typical survival Infinity Mercenary. The character is pretty similar as well, with the CTA and Lidless. We have Nightwings, Death's Fathom, Viper, 210 Amulet, Gurkis, Waterwalks, Wisp Arax, Stone of Jordan, and Mage Fist. And we have a bunch of Sur and Tier runes in here because we don't have corruptions. So you have to get mana and life per kill somehow in your gear. So that's just how we did it, to make up for the fact that we don't have corruptions. Life and mana charms, because we are playing Energy Shield. Skillers, Torch Annie, and Gids. The build we are going is 1 Warmth. We have 1 in Shiver Armor, Max Ice Barrage, Glacial Spike, and Ice Bolt. And then we have 39 points in Cold Mastery, because the Pierce caps out at 45%. So when we apply Battle Command to this, we will have exactly 40 skills, and we will be capped out at 45% Cold Pierce. You would get a little bit more damage, but it's negligible to the DPS that we're going to do, so I'm going to be able to show you exactly how strong this build is in a couple of minutes here. And then in Lightning, 1 Static, 1 Teleport, 1 Energy Shield, and then we dump all the remaining points in Telekinesis for increased Energy Shield Absorb. So let's jump into this 210 density +1 level area on Ancestral Trial and see how this character will do. So we buff up, shield there, and we also have the Heart of the Wolverine for the Mercenary. And here we go. So as you can see, with far from optimal gear, since we don't have any facets in our gear, this is just absolutely murdering. It's a really cool build, and it's much more consistent damage output than, for instance, Blizzard or Frozen Orb, that does have a bit of I don't know if RNG is the right word. It has some consistency issues because of there's holes in the area that they are casting in when you cast it, so you don't get this consistent DPS output. The spread actually changes. Oh, we actually got slapped by that mana leech, by that immune to cold over there. But that's okay. Just Need the mercenary to get on that guy. There we go. Does Pierce work? Yes, it does. But it depends on what you mean. Like the expression Pierce is being misused. Because people call Pierce negative resistance, and it's technically not correct. So I'm not entirely sure what you are referring to. Not elemental Pierce. No, you cannot add, for instance, the Pierce, how it works on a boson, that your projectile will travel through the enemy. That will not work on a spell. A spell will hit, that's it. Unless the spell is designed to have Pierce, like for instance lightning. Shotgunning is something completely different, and shotgunning does work. So you can absolutely hit the same target with multiple icicles and increase your DPS. But this is a pretty cool build. It is one of the more safe Sorceress builds because it's so ranged. The Hydra build is also ranged, of course, but I feel like this has a more consistent damage output than Hydra does. So for me, this is the strongest Sorceress build from the cold tree. And if I choose to play Sorceress this season, I will be playing this build right here. The other alternative for me is to play Necromancer, and if I play Necromancer, I will be playing the Elemental Summoning build, where you use mages and revived council members or bloodlords to increase your elemental damage with both low resist from your skill tree and an Infinity Mercenary. That would be the one that I am testing. So yeah, I don't really feel like I need to show you guys too much more from this. I can quickly attempt to teleport to the last boss, and I will show you the boss damage before we end this Sorceress test. Okay, time to look at the boss damage from this this character. Let's do a quick rebuff, because why not? And let's go. There he is, yoink. Oh, I hope I don't use... So you see here, I just wanted to show you the shotgunning strategy that you're using on Diablo. If you want to go on this boss right here in a map. So let me start that sentence over. I kind of botched what I was going to say. So when you're killing Diablo, right, you want to stand right on top of the model so that all 4 of the icicles, it is 5 at this point, but I think it's 4 when you're fighting Diablo, because of your plus skills at that level, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, you want to stand completely on top of the unit so that all your icicles will hit the boss, will shotgun the boss and do more damage. As I showed you here, if you try to telestomp this guy, he's just gonna murder you. He is just going to murder you. So, first of all, when he hits you, he will completely destroy your energy shield. So with this guy, what I would suggest is to do what I did in the beginning. Just stand here, telestomp him, and walk out so that your mercenary is on him immediately. And then, so basically, you come here, you wait for him to cast the Blizzard. You wait for him to cast the Blizzard, and then you teleport in, because then he has a cooldown on Blizzard. So that means that your mercenary will stay alive for an extra 2 or 3 seconds if he is vulnerable to cold. So just wait until he casts, telestomp your mercenary on top of him, back out about, what the hell is this, 2, 4, 6, 8 to 10 yards, and just smack him. And he dies really, really fast. So that's the test of the Ice Barrage. This might be the build that I'm playing in Season 6. It's a very, very strong build. It's quite a safe build, and I absolutely encourage you guys to check out this Ice Barrage build. It's very, very nice. And now over to the last character, the Amazon.